That's why I stand before you today to apologize for the people of Ghana, the people of Africa, and the diaspora. We must gather our strength and rise again. If time is all I have, then I surrender my life for time to be used valuably. For many years we have failed. We have fed and built the world. Our uranium has empowered Europe's sustainable energy and forged global superpowers. Our minerals, such as cobalt, are in the mobile phones, laptops, and computers that drive the modern world. Yet Africans with degrees in hand, we find ourselves blocked by borders, their potential stunted by systemic barriers. How is that we have the resources to export to continue to import products we could make ourselves? Our gold holds together the major currencies of this world. Our diamonds are symbols of love exchanged across continents. We must remain shackled by the colonial barricades impeding our growth, shall we? No. We have struggled to rebuild our society since we were separated. But when I look at my skin, I believe that whatever brought us together is far stronger than what is pulling us apart. We may be nationalized by different dialects, names, and countries, but we're united by the same principles that governs our way of living. The time has come. The time is now that we took responsibility for the mess we find ourselves in. We must also replicate the success stories of Asia, Middle East, and the West. Nations that have risen from poverty to become global economic powers. We must replicate that. We must break free from the cycle of dependency and exploitation. We must industrialize, refine our resources, and create wealth that stays on our continent. We must remove the colonial barricades that have hindered our growth and reclaim the control of our destiny. The time has come for us to not just sign contracts, but to create them for others to sign. Not just to sell what belongs to us, but to refine it so we can distribute it to those who need. We must not plead to receive what is ours. We must not reclaim it for nothing, but we must reclaim and elevate it to a rightful use. Our minerals should support the development of this world. Flowing from us to the global community, we must refrain from begging and instead focus on giving, offering what is fair and working to develop humanity beyond our expectations. We should strive to leave this world better than we found it, respecting nature and adding value in the process. Let us ensure domestic tranquility, a common defense, a general welfare, a strong continental agenda. This will form the foundation upon which our future will be built. From today onward, let our markets, our industrial vision, our production, and our manufactured goods meet global standards. Let us self-industrialize our mineral and human resources transforming them into national and continental wealth to create immediate economic balance and foster a prosperous middle class. The privileges and immunities of our citizens should never be compromised. Let's begin to retrace our steps to regain our power, which led us to peace, freedom, and justice. This moment, I ask the universe to ignite its forces to grant us freedom, prosperity, long-lasting justice, protection, and understanding. This is not a journey for us to walk, but it is a journey for us to build. A new world for those who are yet to be born, and the young ones who are yet to live the life the way it is to be lived. This is a preparation for our descendants, not to go through the pain. That's why I chose a place like England during Black History Month to share these words of wisdom and empathy, not only with Ghanaians, but with the origin I share and the race I belong to, Africa and Black people worldwide. With all that has happened in the past, a history of enslavement, extraction of our minerals, I believe that it was a phase we had to go through to understand yesterday's problems are bound to become tomorrow's opportunities. This reason why the weakness of our past should become the strength of our future. If we cannot develop our countries, then how can we develop our people? This part of the speech has gone from being apologetic and feeling sorry to a petition. This is my petition to the world. This is a petition. It's a call for the world to acknowledge what we Africans have contributed. Many countries have benefited from the resources of our nations and should have contributed to our development. Templates should have been shared. The respect for us as human beings is inadequate. The recognition of our dignity is undermined. We expected that they would have played a role in the growth of our economy as much as they have been extraction of their needs from the same economy. But in return, what have we received? Except rules, regulations, and constitutions that dictate how we should live. Many of these have undermined our potential and limited our true abilities. As a result, we have not been able to fully express our purpose for being here. This is a petition to the world and to the countries that have been benefiting from the lands of our forefathers, the lands where our ancestors were uprooted, scattered across the sea, their races lost to history, yet nothing was returned to us but defeat. My petition is that, despite the global climate crisis and countless other issues we face today, this world was meant for all of us to manage and make it a better place. Some parts of it have thrived, while others have endured centuries of hardship. Now the time has come for balance, an equal and fair way of living, built on strong international relationships. My petition calls for an end to foreign influence in our political narrative but also requires an international commercial relationship. Just like any other global economy, the likes of Asia and the West, we expect the same with Africa. Why become importers when we can become exporters? Why do we import finished products that we once owned as raw materials? Why do we only have to sign contracts before we can make a living? Why are we not giving opportunities to people so they can also be signed? Why are we not signing the world, but the world is signing us? Instead of asking why, I think the time is now for the world to marvel at the work Africa can do and say, wow, wow, wow. It's time that we turn the story around ourselves. Let's not make the why distract us and stop us from what we truly have to do. I have come so that nations should build upon the wisdom bestowed upon me. Countries will develop, continents will be reformed, and we will be redeemed. After all, the world you call new has always existed in you. I'm here to represent Africa's greatest hope. I have been chosen not to be the best, but to be unique, ordained with tenacity, the zeal and power to build a new Africa and impact society that will historically change this world. These changes will come as a result of the 7 pillars for economic freedom, which I'm going to outline. And that's the embodiment of my speech. These pillars will serve as the foundation for a new era of prosperity, self-reliance, empowerment across our great continent. Through them, we will unlock the potential of every African nation and build a future where economic independence and social justice will go hand in hand, allowing Africans to rise and thrive. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the change, join me whilst I introduce to you these pillars that will lead us to our economic freedom. And I'd like to start with pillar 1.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Panel is over.
And I'd like to start with pillar 1, industrialization. We industrializing our mineral resources, not selling them, but industrializing them. That's what it was given to us for. Not for other people to come and take it from us so they know what to do with it and resell it back to you as your daily needs. The time has come that we take that responsibility ourselves. That's why it's on our land. That's why it belongs to us. The universe did not give it to you so you can give it to someone else. The universe gave it to you so you can industrialize that and teach your children how to industrialize what belongs to you. In Africa today, we have to import everything that our minerals have created. Our cotton is turned to textiles, and we have to buy them in shirts because we can't create them. Ghana is the second biggest producer of cocoa, yet cannot produce any cocoa-related product that dominates the global market. The same can be said about other agro-resources that we have. We're importing food when all we need is a processing plant to our own and even export more to the world. For us to taste our own products, we have to import them and pay taxes on them because we don't have industrial power. Westerners, Asians, and everyone else extracting our minerals definitely know that industrial platforms built in Africa would take us out of struggle and the pain we face. Yet, we're not being advised to do so. I think it's time we advise ourselves what to do. Asians and everyone else is still traveling onto the space to look and search for these opportunities and treasure. I have come to introduce industrialization in Africa, to industrialize all our mineral resources by building manufacturing plants. As the likes of Asia, Middle East, Europe, and America, there is no crime in replicating a blueprint that has sustained life and created a middle-income life for other countries. We Africans must not be shy of a vision which has been done before, but will transform our lives around. There is nothing under this sun that hasn't repeated itself. Industrialization will give us the power to become exporters instead of importers. This will rebuild the balance of the economy and sustainably create an efficient lifestyle of living and a middle-class life and bring an economic balance in terms of living and success. Pillar 2, water, transportation, and the railway connectivity. Africa is a continent of immense potential, yet we remain fragmented by lack of infrastructure that binds us together. This is the time to transform our landscape, to build the networks of connectivity that would empower our people and elevate our economies. With modern rail networks crisscrossing our nations, we will connect our rich resources to the markets where they are needed. But we cannot stop at railways alone. We must also harness the vast waterways that surround the crisscross continent. Our rivers and lakes hold the key to affordable, efficient transportation. We must dredge our water bodies and invest in water transportation systems that will enable the movement of goods, connecting inland regions to coastal ports in support of industrialization. This is the logistical way to supply mineral resources and goods within Africa and to the world. Furthermore, having high-speed railway that connects the regions of Africa will enable faster distribution of manufactured goods and eradicate the borders by roads that have been created in our colonial memories. We are creating new logistics to change our power in transporting, distribution, and interlinking. With a robust infrastructure that encompasses railways and water transportation, we will create an interconnected web of trade that lifts every African nation. The economic empowerment of one nation would be the empowerment of all as we trade, share, and grow together. The future of Africa is interconnected, and together we will pave the way for prosperous tomorrow. The time for action is now. Let us unite in this bold vision of water, transportation, railway connectivity, and watch as Africa rises to its true potential. Pillar 3, and probably this is one of my favorite pillars: currency. The human resource is by far the strongest currency. In case you're not aware of that, I would like to grammatically express myself for you to understand that you are the value. There's no value in any paper currency without you. You make it go round. So when your currency is going down, it means you're losing value in your own people. Your society is going down. When your currency is going up, it means the world has value for your people and for your country. And this is one thing that Africa lacks the most. Our currencies are probably more, as many as our dialects or the languages that we speak. And it takes a few to understand that value. Pillar 3 is aiming and purposefully going ahead to build one currency for the continent. And this currency, since independence, African nations have been shackled by the weight of foreign currencies and manipulated by economic systems that keep us dependent. How can we stand tall when the very foundation of our wealth lies in the hands of others? Our economies are forced to bend and break under the pressure of external influences, and our people are left vulnerable to rise and fall of currencies we do not control. The future we build will have one single African currency, backed by the immense wealth of gold beneath our feet. This currency will empower our people to take control of their own economic futures. Imagine an Africa where a farmer in Nigeria and a trader in Kenya and a manufacturer in South Africa all operate under one currency, flowing freely across the continent.
Mimi ni Dr. SBT Japan. Ni rahisi na haraka zaidi kupata.
This currency will empower our people to take control of their own economic futures. Imagine an Africa where a farmer in Nigeria and a trader in Kenya and a manufacturer in South Africa all operate under one currency, flowing freely across the continent and creating prosperity and stability for all, just backed by the same gold we sell every day to the foreign world. No more crippling inflation. No more crashing debt driven by foreign exchange rates. A single African currency will unite us in economic purpose, shield us from exploitation, and give us the power to dictate our financial destiny. If you allow me, I'd like to take you to Pillar 4. But please, do not forget that the currency is you. Until you decide to strengthen your currency, you will not have value for it. The human resource is by far the most strongest, most powerful resource on this planet Earth. And everything will rotate around us. Pillar 4. This is a decision that I had to take the decision in front of advisory board who probably did not see the value or the future of doing such thing, because people thought that citizenship in Africa was of no value except it came from the Western or other parts of the world. Well, I saw it differently. I thought that if there is a land in Africa that everyone in this world is running to search for treasure, that should be the biggest citizenship in the world. See, what you see as problem, I see it as opportunity. If only you give me the chance to be a part of the people that are leading the people, then I'll definitely turn your problems into opportunity. Africa must be a dreamland. It should cost people to want to be a part of us. And every African should have pride to be an African as a citizen. And on this note, I am launching the continental citizenship in the Parliament of England. This part of the speech is a launch that we're launching our continental citizenship, which is the first option for me to raise $50 billion for my country. If you go through the pillars, 12 pillars to our economic freedom, as Ghana's governance. We're not divided by culture, nor by history, but by borders drawn without our consent. These borders, designed to keep us weak and separate, have denied us our true identity as Africans. It is time to tear down these barriers and declare a new era of unity and belonging. A continental citizenship under the banner of United States of Africa. No longer shall an African be a stranger in their own continent. Whether you're from the highlands of Ethiopia or the shores of Senegal, from the heart of Congo or the deserts of Namibia, you are African first and foremost. But we only have borders, and we only drive cars through the borders. And every time we try to cross another border, somebody's charging us just to cross the border. So how are we ever going to be united? And how come that we belong to a continent, and every time we're going through a country, even if we had something to trade with that country, we're not allowed? Yet, you can import other things from outside. But anything from inside is not valued and is not allowed. That border we're removing. The aim is to make Africa become a borderless continent. Through investment, through commitment, and through unification. There were past leaders who thought they could unite Africa through politics. Some tried through religion. They tried with education. It doesn't work. The value that you and I have today is truly what we can exchange. What we can trade amongst ourselves bring the commitment. And that's why once we have a single currency, we have already taken 3 steps ahead to be unified. And so, this citizenship will give us the power to trade our minerals and manufactured goods amongst ourselves. This investment will also bring commitment and help us to control our destiny, our currency, our minerals, and our human resources. This is a formula to unite the states of Africa through the exchange of skills and talents. Africa will become a borderless continent where railways, water transportation, and many other ways of transporting goods will enable us to trade amongst ourselves. To achieve our full potential, this will make an African citizen become powerful and valuable and merge with our ancestral descendants of diaspora by also making them have a dual citizenship. I intend to open these borders. I will open these gates. I want you to know that being Black American or Black British or Jamaican or Black Ghanese or Black Chinese would only amount to the roots that you truly belong to. And you should remember this. Africa have a belonging descendants that can never be measured. The only time the world will understand truly where we came from is if we reclaim our identity back and put value in it. And so, this very moment, I feel very empowered, launching a program and a purpose through a speech on the grounds of the past colonial masters who are also partly responsible for the reasons why we're separated and we have a confused identity. we're gaining it back. And I'm urging all of you to support this, because now the doors are open for diasporans to find their way back home. And whatever skills that they have acquired on the lands of other countries, it means that they need to contribute that skills to the development of this new Africa. Pillar 5. Pillar 5 is technology hub. The fastest industry in this world today is technology. And it's also become the most powerful industry. It's technology. We can't get married without having technology to amplify us to the world. We can't have things without having technology amplifying us. Technology is very important. Every mobile phone, laptop, and gadget we see has Africa in it. Without cobalt from Africa, these gadgets would not exist. It is this contribution of Africa to the world that the world has become the consumers of the aftermath of our minerals. It is the reason why the world stands as it is today. Cobalt. Because of the gadgets that we require. Africans have been responsible for this, yet we don't even have we haven't even manufactured phones or laptops within the African countries. It is time for Africa to take its place as the global technology hub, not just the supplier of raw materials, but creator, the innovator, the leaders of the fourth industrial revolution. Why should we ship our cobalt and our wealth overseas, only to buy back the finished product 10 times the price? Why should we remain consumers when we hold the key to the entire technological ecosystem in our hands? We have the resources, the talent, and the vision to rebuild our own tech empires, to design, manufacture, and distribute our smartphones, computers, and cutting-edge technologies. Pillar 6 is called nuclear power and renewable energy. It's one thing I take huge interest in, nuclear power. We have uranium, but we never thought what we were going to use the uranium for. So we've been selling the raw materials. But Africa is a continent rich in resources that can transform our energy landscape, yet we continue to import electricity, shackled by outdated systems and foreign control. We have uranium beneath our feet, waiting to be harnessed for the sustainable power of nuclear energy. With this power, we can unleash a new era of affordable, reliable energy that will give us the best tariffs, igniting our economies and empowering our people. But that's not all. We possess vast reserves of lithium, the key to unlock renewable energy solutions that will revolutionize our transportation and energy systems. Very important. With lithium, we can produce batteries for electric cars. Investing in nuclear and renewable energy, we will create thousands of jobs, boost our economies, and position Africa as a global leader in the energy production. Did you know that 644 million people in Africa don't have electricity? And it's more than 50% of the population. How do we feel about that? When we wake up, cooking food, and having a stove, and watching Netflix, and ironing our clothes, and someone is 40 years old, that is the same person as yourself, that breathes the same air as you, that has aspirational hope like yourself, has never had electricity. Never. How do we feel about that? We must do something about it. and uranium and lithium through industrialization could make a huge change in this world. Pillar 7 is the last pillar. And it's also one of the most important pillar for me. It's called industrification, but I'm simply saying industrial and education merging together. I'm talking about what is the point we educating our children for 20-something years and taught them other people's history and did not teach them the value of gold that belongs to us and how they can harness their cocoa into 7 different products. We have really robbed our children. We have invested in them, but the value in return does not harness what we have inherited. And that's why I would do anything within my possible means to make sure that the curriculum of Africa's education gets readjusted. As much as I am fighting to also revise the constitution of our political principles, it's equally important for us to educate the people and the women who have given birth to become mothers of this earth. We must educate our people industrially. Our educational system, as it stands, is a relic of a past that was never designed for our success. It was built to produce followers, not leaders. Workers for foreign industries, not innovators for African enterprises. This must change, and it must change now. If Africa is to rise, if we are to take control of our resources and shape our future, we need to radically overhaul our educational curriculum and make industrialization the centerpiece of our learning. We cannot continue teaching our children outdated theories that do not match the realities of our continent. We must arm them with the skills, knowledge, and mindset required to drive Africa's industrial revolution. Through the marriage of education and industrialization, we will create a self-sustaining loop of growth and empowerment. Our industries will demand skilled workers, and other education systems will deliver them. In return, these industries would invest in our educational institutions, ensuring that we stay on the cutting edge of global trends and technology. This is a cycle that will propel Africa into a future that will breed entrepreneurs, wealth creators, industrialists, economists, and many of the talents we miss. In these 7 pillars lies the blueprint of Africa's transformation. This is not a distant dream by an urgent call to action. Africa's time is now. Let us rise, empowered and united, to shape a future where we control our destiny, our own industries, and lead our own world. I hope that my message preserves your dignity and your reputation. May the powers that govern the destinies of this universe grant us freedom, prosperity, long-lasting justice, and protection. May the desires of our hearts be fulfilled, the deeds of our minds be realized, and the will of our souls be established. For all the pain, struggle, and hardship we have endured, may the universe now bless the work of our hands here on earth. I stand on behalf of the youth and the people of Africa today that this template we are creating will guide our political principles, our national governance, our continental values, our intertrading empowerment, our borderless nations, and our united tribes and states of Africa. It is a new beginning, a new dawn, a new phase for we Africans to build ourselves again, to reclaim and redeem our lost heritage values. We let the history tell the rest. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa.